The proposed new e-commerce rules have raised some eyebrows. If implemented, they might severely impact certain groups with diversified businesses. Let's see how. The e-commerce draft rules have some restrictions. For instance, they do not allow brands associated with the e-commerce marketplace to offer their products or services for sale on the same platform. Also, the definition of an e-commerce entity has been expanded to include all related parties. This will impact diversified Indian groups. Here are some ways in which the proposed rules could impact Indian companies. The proposed rules prohibit e-commerce entities from using an information collected on their platforms to give the products and services of their associated concerns and related parties an unfair advantage over competing products. This means, for instance, that Nykaa cannot use the data it collects on its platform to sell its own brand's products. Amazon cannot promote its private label Solimo over other brands selling similar products. Similarly, Tata will not be able to promote Westside or its joint venture Zara's products ahead of other brands. Likewise, its joint venture Starbucks will also not be able to sell goods on Tata's upcoming shopping websites. Let's now understand the kind of enterprises that would be deemed as associated enterprises. The proposals could be a setback for companies like Tata or Adani, which are gearing up to launch their super apps. A super app would offer all goods and services sold by the group on a single platform. The Tata Group, however, is not the only one to have lobbied against the proposed e-commerce rules. Others like Amazon and Flipkart have also voiced their concerns. The issue is now the talking point with two of India's biggest business groups, which are said to be having different views on this. Though Tatas have formally communicated their concerns, Reliance is in support of the proposal. Arvind Singhal, chairman of Technopack Advisors, shared his views on the proposed policy.
In the e-commerce policy, which actually protects consumer interest in any way. Number one. B. Any policy has to be completely transparent in terms of level playing field. It cannot be seen as supporting one segment of stakeholders over another. So let me explain what I mean in this case. As far as the retail channel is concerned, the stakeholders are both Indian and international e-commerce players. Many of them are omni-channel, which means that they have physical retail as well as digital retail. They have private labels and they represent other brands. The policy creates more confusion. But if you have your own brands or you are licensing some brands, like in case of Tata, you cannot be selling your own brands onto your platform. How ridiculous it can be. Other terms, for example, that if I'm doing a search and there is a product which is made outside India or a foreign brand and nobody defined how that policy will identify that, the platform must tell you as a customer an Indian option. I mean, today we are talking about artificial intelligence and machine learning. I don't think we are anywhere close to there where the platform can select for you what you should be buying. I mean, and I can go on and on and on. So net, very confused policy serves nobody's interest at all. Indian e-commerce is just beginning to find a lot of momentum. There was a lot of promise, there was a lot of optimism. But if you see in the last 12, 18 months, 24 months, including Reliance, billions of dollars of investment has come into India, which is going to make this ecosystem of e-commerce. E-commerce has to be seen in not only merchandise, but services put together. That ecosystem will benefit everybody in India, including Indian IT companies, Indian logistics companies, or companies operating in India logistics, Indian small and medium manufacturers of consumer products and services. There's a whole bunch of people who benefit from this ecosystem. If we try to put a roadblock, much worse, if Amazon or Flipkart were to decide to leave India for whatever reasons, you're actually again going to put a huge amount of a hurdle in this very rich ecosystem of economic activity.
Clearly, Mr. Singhal is hinting that the change of rules could hurt Indian players in the process. We will have to wait and see the impact of the new e-commerce regime if it is implemented.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.